Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment with the minds behind Macro Records. We are your hosts. I'm Mattson.
Downlow'd.
Welcome to another episode. It's so good to have you. We've got a really exciting show for you this week. We're going to talk about all the great news that came out of E3 this week. It was, it was a really good E3. I enjoyed most of what I saw.
E3'd.
E3'd, sí. Simón, wait, E3 es muy bien.
I'm speaking to our foreign listeners. I was translating.
Have
you ever seen like one of those people that's like translating after someone says, like directly after someone says, it's like an interpreter or something?
Speaking of E3, there was some problems with the Square Enix and, with the Square Enix conference where there was a lot of Japanese speakers. And at one point, the translator wasn't there, and he wasn't saying what this guy was saying, and Twitch chat erupted. They were like, what the fuck? We have no clue what this guy just said. Is the translator on break or something?
Translator's in the back, like, eating a donut, drinking some coffee.
And there were other people like, this guy's a liar. He's fake translating.
Isn't there some movie where a guy is, like, fake translating and telling you, like, all this bullshit?
I haven't seen that.
It's like Austin Powers or something like that.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, you know what? It's in Goldmember when he's like, would you like to eat some shit? And he's like, excuse me?
Oh, yeah.
He's like, no, would you like to eat some shiitake mushrooms?
That wasn't fake translating. They were using, like, cinematography to cover parts of the subtitles.
Yeah. That was funny.
It was cool.
I'd like to see another Austin Powers movie, man.
Oh, me too, man.
They should do it, but without Beyonce this time.
I actually liked her in that movie.
We don't need to see Beyonce.
Foxy Cleopatra.
And I'm a whole lot of woman. Yeah, we don't need to see Beyonce on TV, like, or on the screen. Like, I'm not. Beyonce's great and all. I love me some Bebe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. Or Beyonce or whatever she's being called now. She's like Diddy, dude. She has so many different names. But like, I just don't need to see her in like movies. Even though she was one of the better musicians that's like made the transition to screen, she never really did it again.
Mm-mm.
J-Lo, on the other hand, is like someone else. We're going to talk about that later.
We just real quick, and we'll get to that right afterwards. Quick little Macro Records news. Our release this week is Martin Peter and Mexfa. It's called Paradise. It's out today, exclusively on Beatport.
Martin Peter and
go
Martin
pick it
Garrix.
up. If you just want an easy way to find it, go to thisismacro.com. It'll be on the homepage right there for you.
So you can see it and feel it.
Just serving up some fresh tunes for
all
you
of our
guys.
music is best experienced with all five senses. Like, okay, so I heard about this tequila recently, and it was like, this tequila is best to be experienced with all five senses. And I was like, okay, how does that even work? Because, like, the touch, like, what are you supposed to dip your fingers in the tequila? They were like, the feel of the amazing glass as you swirl it around. It's like, okay, I'm going to drink it out of a paper cup. Or a plastic cup or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I don't want to, like, go get a tequila flute and, like, you know, I don't know. This is a $250 bottle of tequila, though, but... So, I mean, I guess you should fucking make the effort to clean your glasses out and drink it, like, properly. But at the same time, they were like, and the conversation that ensues afterwards. Like, that, I was like, this is bullshit.
Okay, wait, yeah, that's total bullshit. You can't just take ownership over the conversations that are going to be happening. Like, we're giving those to you.
Like, this is all because of the tequila.
Bullshit.
Like, I guarantee there's some poor bastard out there that's going to drink that tequila and be like, this fucking sucks. Yeah. Or, like, he's like, my wife left me and just chugs a half a bottle of that shit.
Oh, man.
The conversation that ensues. Sir, do you know how much you drank? We've had to pump your stomach. It was a wonderful experience.
So
I don't know why they're French.
Yeah.
It's called Tears of Llorona. It's supposed to be some really good shit. I'm getting some tequila sent over to me.
From Mexico?
No. You can't do that. You can't get tequila shipped over Texas borders. Did you know that?
You can't ship any alcohol over Texas borders.
You can ship it within Texas, though.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it shipped from within Texas to me.
That's cool.
And, yeah, some stuff. I got really lucky. Some stuff that I can't find outside of, you know. We live in a place, guys, where, like, it's just hard to find delicious things sometimes. Like, there's
Do they not have, like, Tito's vodka on the East Coast? Because...
I think they do. Tito's is major now, man.
My mom wanted to send some to a great aunt of mine who lives in Pennsylvania, and apparently they don't have it.
Okay, wait. So can you ship out of Texas?
No. She wanted to, but there's no way to. It's impossible.
Yeah, you could go to New Mexico and do it.
I think the only way to do it would be through the liquor manufacturer directly, but then they can't ship to, like, a residence, you know?
Nah, I think that we're so close to New Mexico. What she could do is just drive over there.
Your phone. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like, why does that happen?
Because there's, like, your phone is constantly retrieving data and sending data, and when it's doing that, it interferes with the mic.
That is exactly, I guess, what happens on airplanes, and why they tell you to, like, shut the phone. So you have, like, 600 passengers in the back, all of them with that, and they're like, I can't hear anything, the flight tower, you know? It's like, shh.
No, I think it's actually been proven that they have very little effect on airplanes.
Well, I think that what it is the actual cellular signal, because if I was to turn off the data or something like that, you know?
Yeah, you
I don't even have Wi-Fi on.
You can use your phones on the plane without in airplane mode.
Without airplane mode?
No, in airplane mode.
Oh, okay.
Which is I flew recently, and that's what I did. I read comics on my phone.
You flew to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
You like flew yourself. Like Hawkman.
I wing glided there.
Awesome.
So, do you want to talk about the terrible movie that I watched this week?
We usually do that at the end, but yeah, sure.
We do?
Yeah.
No.
We always do it at the end.
I've talked about how many terrible movies?
3.
2.
3.
What's the third one?
The Banging of Dr. Lazarus.
What?
You haven't seen that?
No, I don't even. Is that even a real thing?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe it is.
So the terrible movie I
exists.
saw was The Boy Next Door, and if I had the opportunity, I would have shut this movie off.
Sounds like
halfway.
a porno, like a really bad porno.
Honestly, I've seen porn that has better dialogue than
Better
this.
plot lines. So tell us about the movie.
So it stars Jennifer Lopez, right? And I think they move into a new house or something happens, right?
Who is her? Like, who is she? Who's her husband?
She's divorced, or they're separated.
And so she has a kid or something?
Yeah, she has a son, and her son live together, right?
Oh, okay.
And the father's out of the picture.
So she's like, it's like a typical like single mother trope, and is her kid like giving her trouble?
No, the kid is he's a good kid, and he doesn't have like very many friends. He's kind of like solitary and nerdy. He's like 15.
Oh, okay.
And so this
about the troublemaking age, guys.
So their next door neighbor is this fucking weirdo. He's kind of a psychopath.
Who's he played by?
No one memorable.
So is Jennifer Lopez like the biggest name in this movie?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And
that's saying something.
So the dude who lives next door to them is also in high school, and he like befriends her son. And then
and
he seduces her.
And he's 15.
He's like 17, this other kid.
Okay, so it's legal. They had to do it that way.
No, it's not legal. He's her teacher. She's his teacher.
17 is legal in some places.
Not in this movie.
Okay. So they were like, we can't make him 15 because that's too racy, but you know, I mean,
yeah, that would have been weird.
It's still got to be illegal though, so we're going to just do 17. So it's like he's barely legal.
So he seduces her almost. And she's like, "Oh no, this is wrong." And she ends up, giving it all up to him, and she realizes that this dude is fucking nuts, and he's stalking her, he's hacking her email.
That kid just needs to get some pussy, dude.
He secretly taped him seducing her, and one day she shows up to class, and there's like pictures of it all over her classroom.
And she's like, "Oh, I need to go home."
She locks the kids out of the room and is like cleaning it up, and the principal's like, "Let me in." it's.
And there's like videos of her banging that kid or something.
Yeah, and so the vice principal is like helping her, and she's like, "You got to get the video."
Wait, it's assistant principal.
Yeah,
there's no such thing as a vice principal. There's a vice president.
No, there's vice principals.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
I've never knew that.
They've also been called vice principals.
Vice prisoners. Okay, so go on.
So the vice principal's helping her, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's crazy." and, and of course, the vice principal ends up being the next one dead.
Wait. Who died in the first place?
This kid killed his parents.
What?
And got away with it.
And so he lives alone in the house next door?
I don't know.
How does he get the money to do that?
He's a psychopath, man. And so that's the whole thing. He ends up stalking her. She's her husband is trying to get back in the picture. So the final scene is them in a barn. He has them all tied up, and he's going to kill all of them because reasons, I guess. I don't know. And it's literally the worst struggle in movie history. There's a struggle. There's a gun. the bad guy gets shot, and
The
then,
kid gets shot.
yeah, and
Does
then,
he die?
And then they walk away as a happy family, and Jennifer Lopez is ready to reunite with her ex-husband, and
It's like it all just gets wrapped up in like the last 10 minutes.
The movie was literally not even an hour and a half long.
She had it's just a one night stand, and the kid's like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the movie actually did like well at the box office.
Oh god, that's.
Oh my god!
But it's got a 4.5 on IMDb.
Dude, of course. And you know why? This is created by a company that has a track record of making movies for like no money and grossing a ton of money.
Oh, really?
It's Blumhouse Productions. Yeah. So their budget was $4 million, but they made $50.2 million. So technically that's a success. You know what else Blumhouse has made? And I watched this last week. Sinister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that movie is like equally as dumb
Yeah.
in my opinion. Like it's got some scares or whatever and some like creepy parts, but they tried to like follow up Insidious, which Insidious I will say is like that it's a pretty good fucking movie. Like for what it's worth.
So what's the other one though? Annabelle, wasn't that like part of that?
Yeah, that's like that comes that wait, no, and that's okay, so wait, the other one is The Haunting in Connecticut.
I haven't seen
I
that.
think, and that's a good one too. Like that's not bad. I actually enjoyed that. But Annabelle is like they're based on a true story thing. It's like it experienced the experience with a doll before they did The Haunting in Connecticut.
I've heard that's good though.
Annabelle?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, it's probably pretty good.
I've heard that's like one of their better ones.
So that's the thing is, okay, look. So Annabelle, I believe, was directed by James Wan. I might be wrong though. Yeah, it's or produced by James Wan, and James Wan is the guy who's like behind Saw, and Lee Wan, or I think his name is Leigh Whannell, is another dude. Oh wait, it's not The Haunting in Connecticut. My bad. It's called The Conjuring. Excuse me. I'm getting ripped on by like everyone.
That sounds better.
They're like, you fucking crazy bastard. No,
I knew it was connected to something.
So it's about the Warrens. So Ed and Lorraine Warren or whatever. But yeah, okay. So the Conjuring and okay, wow. Oh yeah, that was directed by James Wan. Everything that he has a hand in is actually like sufficiently scary in my opinion. There's like a little, I get some jumps out of it. Mm-hmm. Insidious was good. He had his hand in it. Leigh Whannell had a part in that. I'm pretty sure that's his name, and people are probably ripping on me for that too. I'm probably getting it wrong. But Insidious is like, it's scary. It has a good plot line, it gives you like a couple jumps. Sinister has fucking Ethan Hawke in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's he's got this like super fucking annoying British wife, and she's always nagging at him, and he has this ridiculous name, like I totally forgot it. But I'll tell you right now. So anyway, he's a true crime writer, and he's talking about like he's like, oh, I just have to get another fucking big hit, man. Otherwise, we're not gonna be able to make it. And for some reason, they keep moving to these like awesome houses. Uh-huh. Like they move to this. The first house is like okay, and that's where all the shit starts. But eventually, later on down the line, like they spend the whole movie talking about how fucking broke this guy is or whatever, and his family's going broke. We're not gonna be able to eat much more takeout soon because we're going so like And so anyway, he's like, fuck this, I'm getting out, like, I'm just forgetting about the book at one point. And they move to this fucking mansion. Like, in the middle, it's like, it makes no fucking sense at all, like, before the very end.
So they're broke, and then they move into a mansion.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Yeah. Okay, so James Wan had nothing to do with Sinister. But anyway, okay, so, like, the bottom line of this movie, which is, like, really dumb, so he's, like, a true crime writer, and he's, like, finds this box of home, it's labeled home movies or whatever. So he like puts the one on the projector or whatever because some people died in this house. The whole movie starts off with like a snuff film of like these people getting hung. Uh-huh. And basically it's a box full of snuff films with like all of these like ridiculous names like Hanging with Friends or hanging with the family, pool party, barbecue with the family, and like shit like that. Barbecue with the family is like the whole family getting burned in a car. Pool parties, like all these people get like tied up to pool chairs getting pulled into a pool and shit. And it all comes down to like this Mr. Boogie, who's like the boogeyman or whatever. And so
he dances. He's Mr. Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights. And so like they okay, so this is like the ridiculous part. Another ridiculous part. So he's like,
wait, we haven't heard it yet?
No.
Okay.
He's like, we have to. There's a cop like outside, or that keeps like coming over, and he calls him like Officer Nobody or some stupid name, and he's like, well, I know it's a total like plot caveat or whatever. He's like, I know this guy who could probably help you out. He's a professor over at the college. He knows all about this like spiritual stuff and whatnot. He's like, oh really? Yeah, I should totally do that. Give me his information. So so he like hits him up, and lo and behold, it's fucking Vincent D'Onofrio on the other side of the like. This guy has like made so many bad fucking movies. He's on like the other side of the fucking of the Skype chat or whatever, and telling him about. He's like, well, it seems like you're dealing with this entity called Bagul. He's the eater of children and this and that. And so we see, like, it gets into, it's like a really frail and thin ghost story. And I mean, a lot of people seem to love it, but we see the kids running around, and eventually they're like, he's like, oh, I see the uncut version after he moves to this new house, like an uncut version of one of these old like movies. And he's like, it was the kids that did it, because Bagul was like killing all these families and taking one kid with him to feed on their soul. So eventually, Ethan Hawke and his entire family get killed by their little girl, who is...
the main characters die.
Yeah, everyone dies. So, except for the little girl, who gets taken, like, she gets picked up by Bagul, who's, like, Mr. Boogie, because you see him a few times and get, like, a couple jump scares.
And the movie ends there.
And he, like, walks her into the movie, into, like, the projection or whatever. But, get this, so, the little girl is Poison Ivy from Gotham.
Oh, God.
And it's like...
Oh, yeah. No.
So, just to give you an idea of, like... she's actually not that bad in that movie. But
better than as Poison Ivy.
The whole Poison Ivy, I think it's like a combination of the writing in that movie that's just real. I don't know, it's really bad. But some people seem to enjoy Sinister. I thought it was like really fucking dumb. I'm kind of excited to see Insidious Chapter 3. I saw Chapter 2 and it was like not very good at all. Yeah. But they could. It's like that was like the epitome of a movie that they could have made really good, but ended up just like making it really fast and for $2 million more than the original that they made, and it just wasn't scary. Like they've like rinsed all of the scares that they had. Well, no, it was like a different thing. The kid or the guy, the main dude is like, it's like a flashback. The whole movie Insidious 2 is like a flashback to this kid's life, and then or the father's life, and I don't know. I recommend that you watch it.
Okay.
It's pretty. I mean, the Insidious stories are they have far more depth than Sinister does. Like Sinister was just like, yeah, these kids are gonna kill. Like I could see it from a mile away. In the very beginning, I was like, yeah, the kids are killing the parents. Like what kind of plot device is that? Like yeah, he takes one child and like, of course. Oh my God. And this is like the dumbest part of that movie. So in all of the projections, there's always like a kid at the very end going, shh. And like you could like like maybe one of these kids is a good actor, but it was like so fucking dumb. Like every time they did it, like the kid would go up to the very front and be like, shh. And like, it was like, okay, that's just them trying to be creepy. Like why the fuck would they even include that? Like they didn't, Vincent D'Onofrio at no point said that they had to be quiet or like, you know, there was like nothing, like just it made no fucking sense at all. Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
dumb movies are great. If you want us to watch a dumb movie, then
I'll make sure to watch another dumb movie before next week.
You should watch. I recommend that you watch Insidious and you tell us what you think of it.
Okay. Well, but shouldn't I watch another dumb movie too?
I mean, you're gonna watch a couple of movies probably this week, so make Insidious one of them.
Real quick, do we want to? Should we save our discussion on Game of Thrones and Silicon Valley for next week?
I mean,
I think
I think that anyone who's a really big fan probably has watched it. But...
No, true, but
and if you haven't, shame,
shame. I wish we had a bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Let's save it for next week and like give that a little bit of time to sit, and that way we can talk.
I wish I would have waited to watch it.
There's so much shit we have to talk about what happened at E3.
Okay.
A lot of shit. Shiitake mushrooms.
If anything, I mean, if we still have time, maybe we can talk about it at the very end. That way we don't spoil it for anyone.
If we're not dragging on too long. We'll probably shoot through some of this video game stuff really quick.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's like there's not that much to even talk about besides it's like it's cool. It looks
besides
good.
What gameplay we saw in the trailer and whatnot.
We just don't know a lot about these. We've seen cinematics for a lot of these video games, but we don't know anything about the fucking gameplay or like how it's going to play it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to preface this, that's one problem I had this year at E3. I felt like not enough developers and publishers were showing gameplay demos. We saw a lot of great trailers and a lot of great, cinematic stuff that was done with really expensive CGI. But I feel like we didn't see enough gameplay trailers.
They really did spare no expense with the CGI.
Yeah.
My problem with E3 this year, from what I saw, is I couldn't understand anybody. Like, I was like, wow, dude, this isn't, I mean, and like, it's not even a fact that they were like foreign or anything like that. Like, some of these people have like these amazing speech impediments or like something like that going on. And I was like, wow, dude, like, I didn't even know that existed.
Well, I think that's why,
it's crazy.
Like, some companies did it really right. Ubisoft had Aisha Tyler host their event, and she's done that the past couple years.
Was she hosting the whole thing, though?
Yeah, she hosted the whole thing.
But they just had her do the whole thing for Ubisoft.
Well, it doesn't really work like that. Like, what she does, she'd talk a little bit, maybe introduce the game, and then introduce the developer or person from the company who's actually going to talk about the game, And then they'd come out, talk, show gameplay, show a trailer, and then it'd go back to her, and she'd introduce the next person.
What has she been in?
I mean, she's a stand-up comedian, dude. I that's really most of what I know her from.
Yeah, but I know her from CSI? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, she's in CSI, Crime Scene Investigation.
Aisha Tyler.
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Dude, and by the way, I watched some Jurassic Park, like some clips from it, and the Asian dude that was in Jurassic World was in the first Jurassic Park, dude.
Was he really?
He was like the new scientist. He was like brand fucking new, and
Oh, really?
He was like, wait, so you're telling me, like, saying some shit to John Hammond or whatever? Did you see the John Hammond remix that I sent you?
Yeah.
He was like, they spared no expense, spared no expense.
Oh yeah, that was pretty awesome. Overall though, I enjoyed E3 this year. I'd say my favorite conference is a pretty close tie between Ubisoft and Microsoft. I think they both had some of the best showings this year. Do we let's start with what actually let's start with Bethesda. Bethesda had
She was in Glee.
Oh, really?
She's been on BoJack Horseman and Talking Dead.
Yeah, I know she's been on Talking Dead.
She was in Watch Dogs.
Really?
Her voice and likeness were used.
Oh, okay.
And Halo Reach and Gears of War 3.
Yeah, I knew Halo Reach.
Okay, so let's go on with this
Okay, so let's start Sunday night. Last Sunday, it was Bethesda's press conference. It's the first one they've ever done, so it was kind of groundbreaking for them. They showed a lot of games. The revival of Doom. I don't know if you ever played Doom, but
I never even saw that.
Yeah, I didn't show it to you because I didn't think we were going to talk about it too much. But
okay, we don't have to.
Yeah, just real quick.
Doom is dope, though.
Yeah, Doom was the very first-person shooter ever.
Is it like really? I mean, have they like? Are the graphics a lot better?
Yes.
Is it? So are the monsters look really cool?
Yeah.
Do they have the horned monster that has like he's like oh and like runs at you?
They have a lot of monsters of what we just saw, and they've assured us that there's more. The violence is as bloody and visceral as any,
Is it as crazy as the Mortal Kombat finishers that we watched the other day?
It's arguably just as bad as that, if not more grotesque sometimes.
That's a game that I would actually be interested in playing. What platforms are they going to do it on?
It's going to be on PS4 and Xbox One.
I'll probably end up buying that.
Yeah.
I remember playing... Okay, so the first Doom that I ever played was Doom 64.
Yeah.
Did you play that?
No. The only Doom I ever played was the original PC Doom.
Okay, and I like sucked at video games at that point, so I literally only got to the second hallway.
Yeah.
Like that's as far as I got, and I would see like videos of people playing through even further on the internet or whatever, and I was like, how the fuck did they do that?
Well, Doom for me was always about the multiplayer aspect, because they were the first-person shooter to have multiplayer like that. All these modern games are all based off Doom. Call of Duty, Battlefield.
No, wait, dude. I mean, okay, hold up. GoldenEye 64 was
came after Doom.
Dude, the whole multiplayer thing was like massively successful.
No, yeah,
and like a bunch of people agree that like set the stage for a lot of multiplayer games later on.
But Doom is where it all started. Had there been no Doom, nothing else of that shit would have happened. Probably.
Not Doom 64 though.
No,
Doom before
original that. Doom on the PC.
Yeah, totally. Wait, on the PC you had multiplayer?
Yeah.
How does that even work?
With dial-up.
Wait. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
You could play it through dial-up with like your friends.
Yeah, and you could also play LAN.
Like online, and this is in like 1990?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like late 90s, very late 90s, early 2000s, yes.
Wait, no, dude, because late 90s was like definitely Doom 64. When did the original Doom come out?
Oh, man. The original Doom.
That came out like, I don't know. That came out pretty early, man.
1993.
Yeah, 1990, because Doom 64 came out in 97. So if people were playing online like that in 1993, then shit was way more advanced than I could have ever imagined.
Well, it wasn't nearly like it is now, you know?
And Doom 64 was single player.
An adapted release of the original game featuring a 4th episode was released in 1995. The expansions, they had expansions up until 97.
Oh my god, they had so many. Dude, okay, yeah, so they had multiplayer. I had no idea that they had multiplayer on Doom.
Yeah.
Like the original one in 93. I just didn't know. Did you hear? Wait, okay, so speaking of old shit, and this is like, I don't mean to like go on a tangent, but I'm just going to say this before I forget about it. Did you see the Goosebumps thing? Like they're making a Goosebumps movie.
Oh, really?
Did you ever read Goosebumps?
Yeah, R.L. Stein.
So they had on Reddit. I saw there was like a photo or a bunch of photos of like the monsters from like all the different things, like the haunted mask and the there's like the dummy or whatever, and like the creature that's like a plant and shit.
I remember the TV show. It was awesome.
Yeah. So the monsters don't look very scary for like the movie or whatever, and people are like, yeah, they're
Is
totally
it geared
toning it
towards
down.
Kids again? Probably.
I mean, it would be. I guess. It's kind of fucked up, but it would be smart if they did that, so it would revitalize the whole Goosebumps genre.
But I feel like most people who would be willing to see something
are
like,
our age or
or
and so
older.
They should make it like super scary.
Yeah,
that would be really cool. But they're not going to do that. It's for kids.
They could give Blumhouse Studios a run for their money,
dude. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like those guys, it's amazing the money that those guys have made.
Yeah,
like I talked about Sinister earlier. That was shot on like a $4 million budget, or less, and they made some kind of crazy money. Anyway,
like 50 mil.
Oh no, more than that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're talking about Doom.
Well, no, we were talking about Bethesda's conference.
Oh, right.
So Doom was one of the main things they showed off. Of course, what everyone wanted to hear about from Bethesda was Fallout 4.
Was Doom always made by Bethesda though?
No, they acquired the rights to it not too long ago. I think they acquired the rights to it before Doom 3 came out. And and they published Doom 3, and that there's been nothing on that front until now. But I think the main thing most people wanted to see from Bethesda was Fallout 4. And I think it's safe to say that was probably a lot of people's favorite thing they saw at E3, and it got a lot of people excited too.
Yeah, Fallout 4 looks dope. I mean, it's
trailer.
Not only E3 that's been stoked about it, it's been the entire like internet community.
Yeah, even like Reddit's been going crazy about it too. That I think the Fallout subreddit had the top post for like 2 weeks, you know? They kept having the top post about Fallout.
Okay, really quick about Blumhouse Productions, just going back 1 second. So Sinister it had a budget of $3 million, made $70 million. Insidious had a budget of $1.5 million and made $97 million, but their big winner, Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
$15,000 budget.
15,000?
Yeah.
What?
$15,000 budget, and you know how much it made?
$250 million.
You're way overshooting it. It made $193.4 million, but I mean, all in all,
that's not way overshooting it,
dude. Well, their entire like, I'm pretty sure their entire thing like, all together. Let's see, Paranormal Activity 2. Yeah, this is like almost $1 billion thing.
So they've made all that money and put hardly anything into it.
Well, Paranormal Activity 2's budget was $2 million. Paranormal Activity 3, $5 million was their budget. They made $207 million. Paranormal Activity 4.
There's a fourth one?
$140.5 million. Paranormal Activity 5, the marked ones, made $90.9 million. Their budget was $5 million. Paranormal Activity 6.
There's been a dip in their numbers, at least.
Is yet to come out. That's coming out this October. Yeah, there's been a dip in the numbers. I think that people are kind of losing interest in that. But altogether, they haven't spent more than $40 million on like the entire thing, and they've made easily almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder how much Bethesda has made on all of their titles. Probably, arguably as much.
Fallout 4, Amazon had to stop selling pre-orders because they had received so many that they were worried they weren't going to be able to fulfill all the orders.
How is that even a thing?
Because that's just how many pre-orders they got, man. What did you think? Dog Meat was definitely the star of the trailer. The dog everyone noticed. It ends with a real kind of cute moment when he's like, "Let's go, pal." Everyone loves that shit. People are losing their shit.
Not cute.
People love it, man. Did you ever play any of the other Fallout games?
No, I've never played a Fallout game, period.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not like that excited about it. But I'm kind of like surprised that the Fallout studios don't have they don't have it for video games on Wikipedia how much the game is grossed. Oh. Like the same as movies.
It's usually not the same because publishers will announce sometimes their entire revenue, and that may be off like all sorts of different games.
Fallout New Vegas apparently generated over $300 million.
The best way to gauge video game sales is how many copies they sold.
4.7 million in the first week is Fallout New Vegas.
And even, that's a good start, but games that sell 5 million copies now are almost a failure, especially considering both consoles.
That's just the first week, though.
True. But look at, how many copies Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold? It's like almost 100 million copies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure their copies, the amount of copies that they've sold has, skyrocketed since they've been, the whole game is different now that you can play online.
Yeah.
It's
you could play online before.
Yeah, but now it's they keep updating it and it's limitless. You can do all kinds of crazy shit. I see all of these GIFs of people playing GTA and I'm I had no idea you could do that.
Yeah, it's mostly online.
All of the cool shit that you can do is
on
playing
PC
online.
Though.
Yeah.
No, that's on PC because with PC you can mod the game.
Well, wait, but if you mod the game, Rockstar will take away your privileges.
On PC?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. If you right? Or is that just on the console?
That's just on console because your mods aren't they're
have you
not
heard about
approved.
that? Some people have gotten their shit revoked, their Rockstar accounts or whatever.
There's something shady going on about that. I'm not too sure. But speaking of mods and Fallout 4, one of the big things that Microsoft announced at their conference, which was the first conference on the next day on Monday, their big announcement, they had Fallout there, and the people from Bethesda said, "We are excited to announce that there's going to be mods on the Xbox One version of Fallout 4.
Yeah, but they've confirmed that there's going to be no multiplayer.
Yeah, which is fine.
Some people are upset about that.
But Fallout's always been more about the RPG elements than the multiplayer
Some
elements.
guys were like, I want to go explore with my friends.
Yeah, obviously. Everyone wants to look at...
They were like, maybe buy 2 copies of the game and have 2 consoles and 2 TVs and just sit next to each other.
Which I thought was kind of a dick response. Come on, dude. You know what he meant. But I still kind of see where he's coming from. This game wouldn't probably be realized to its full potential if it was if it had a multiplayer element. Probably not. So I mean, it's really crazy. This is the first time mods are being allowed on the console. Most people are surprised that Microsoft even allowed it, especially since Sony rejected it. So only the Xbox One version is going to be able to play mods.
Okay. Have you seen that shit?
Yeah. So what else about the Microsoft conference? What did you think about their HoloLens and Minecraft demo?
That's the biggest thing that happened at
Microsoft conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what was really cool was they fitted a HoloLens to the camera that they were using, so that way we could see what the person who was wearing the HoloLens could see. I thought that was really, really awesome. It gave the demo meaning because they showed some shots where...
Hi. Okay.
It gave the demo meaning because it showed... they showed shots where the dude was just, manipulating the stuff with a regular camera, and you couldn't see what he was manipulating, so he kind of looks just like an idiot, fumbling around with his hands in there.
Well, they had, I don't think that anyone thought that, because they had those big TV screens probably showing they had the camera that could pick up what he was doing, right?
Well, yeah, there was one camera that had a HoloLens actually fitted to it. so you could see everything he could see. I said this literally 30 seconds ago.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
It's a lie. Post in the comments if you said it 30 seconds ago.
So, HoloLens, we might be seeing something on that front next year. What I think is really cool is the PC applications for it.
I think that it would be really dope to play some survival horror, but we saw no information on any new survival horror games.
Literally, there was no horror games at E3 this year at all.
And Silent Hills isn't happening.
No, it's been canceled.
Well, Doom is kind of a survival horror.
No, it's a shooter.
I mean, it's still kind of a scary game.
It's got
though.
horror elements, but no, you're not going to get scared at Doom like you would have at Silent Hills.
Yeah, Silent Hills.
Silent Hills.
What if Silent Hills was like MTV's The Hills, but
Did you ever
Silent...
notice Sean Bean was in the Silent Hill movie?
Sean Bean?
Yeah.
Who is that? From Lord of the Rings?
And Game of Thrones, yes.
He's the guy who dies in every part that he has?
I don't think he died in Silent Hill. He was
didn't?
the husband of so the wife and child go into the town, right? And he's like looking for them.
Didn't they make another Silent Hill movie?
They made a second one, I think.
And nobody watched it?
Nah, both those movies were horrendous flops.
They should have had Blumhouse Productions make it, dude.
They probably would. I guess I don't know.
Dude, they would have made the movie for Silent Hill is kind of a movie that requires you to have a ton of CGI though.
Yeah, because you have to have all the monsters and
They didn't really do a great job though.
In the movies,
they weren't they weren't that scary. They don't do as good of a job as the games.
You know who also was in this first Silent Hill movie?
Was it fucking the girl from The Ring?
No, Andrea from The Walking Dead. You remember
that
Andrea?
was her. Yeah,
She was the cop.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to tell because I think she's got her hair cut all short in that movie.
What's her name? Rada Mitchell?
Is that her name?
Or is it Laurie Holden?
It might. I think it's.
Hold up.
I think it's Laurie.
Laurie Holden? Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
Why did they cast two blonde chicks that almost look exactly like each other?
Who was the other chick in Silent Hill?
Radha Mitchell.
Oh, okay. She was the main actress.
And dude, oh my god, they had a bunch of just really blonde. They all look exactly the same. Oh, Kim Coates was in it. The dude from he's from Sons of Anarchy. I don't remember anything about this movie.
Yeah,
to be honest,
it's not very good.
It's not a very memorable movie. It made $97.6 million on a $50 million budget. So, yeah. I don't know.
So, I think we have. There's one more thing from Microsoft's conference was they announced that coming in the fall, Xbox Ones would be able to have backwards compatibility, and they're starting with a list of 100 Xbox 360 games this fall that you can play. Just you put in your disc if you already own it. If you own it digitally, it'll just show up on your Xbox and you get it for free.
Has PS4 even started doing this yet? Oh yeah, I guess
they have PS Now, but you have to pay for it and it's streamed.
We played some
it's not native.
Arkham City on that.
Yeah, but it's you're streaming the game from a server, whereas the backwards compatibility with the Xbox One is native. You put in the disc or use your digital copy.
Xbox One.
The list is really small right now, but you can go to Xbox.com and vote on which games you think they should add to the list. So
only available in Mexico. Xbox One.
So let's get into the EA press conference, which it had a lot of cringy moments. Luckily, you didn't have to watch all that shit because
it's EA. Did you really watch the entirety of E3?
Yes.
Holy shit! Why?
Because I have for the last couple of years.
What?
I enjoy E3, but it's
why not go to it?
I want to. I think we should go next year, and I think that's kind of part of the reason why we're covering this right now, because they're not going to give you passes if you don't cover E3 in some form or another.
Okay.
You just think they'll let us go.
Hey, we want to go.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about okay. They brought Pele out. Fucking Pele.
Why?
One of the greatest soccer players of all time.
And he's promoting some FIFA game or something like that?
Yeah, but he didn't say one thing about FIFA. There was some British guy interviewing him, gushing about how excited he was to meet fucking Pele.
He's like, wow, you're just a...
And he ended with isn't that great, guys? And
everyone's like, what the fuck?
People were like, no, that wasn't great. One of the things I'm excited about in terms of sports games is, did you ever play Tiger Woods PGA Tour? It was an awesome golf game, man. They stopped making it.
You should see the face I'm giving to Alex right now.
They
like,
stopped-
no, I've never played that game.
Well, why not?
I think I may have actually played it at an arcade once. Like, was
No,
that the
not
one
the
that had
arcade one.
Okay, wait.
With the
Did they
ball
have-
that you spin?
Yeah, and I think they had a fishing game like that,
That's
too.
the arcade adaptation. But
Ultimate Bass Fishing.
obviously, when Tiger Woods got into shit and like his career started going downhill, they stopped making these games, and now they've brought him back. Rory McIlroy's PGA Tour 2016.
Okay, Tiger Woods ain't a part of this one.
I'm gonna buy it though, just because there's no loading screens in between the holes, which is like it cuts down time on the game.
That's my favorite kind of game.
And
no loading screens between holes.
all the courses look great. I'm excited about that, but
Why don't you go out and play fucking golf?
because I want to play it on video game
Oh,
golf.
for fuck's sake.
But I think most people were excited about some of the actual games.
The people at E3 are going to be like, Downlow'd can't come. He likes to play real golf. Which I don't. I don't even...
So what did you think about the Mass Effect teaser trailer we saw? You haven't played any Mass Effect, right?
No. It looked cool. I mean, I don't know. Weren't some people kind of upset about it?
Why? I didn't hear that.
I don't know. I think that they were saying that it was kind of like too different from the originals or something like that.
Well, I think a lot of people are concerned where Shepard, who's the main character from the first three, where he's going to fit into this. I don't know.
German Shepherd.
I thought the trailer itself was really badass.
It looked good.
It was probably one of my favorite trailers from E3, just in terms of like the music and the visuals from it were really awesome.
So we didn't even see any CG for Tomb Raider though. Like that was just all gameplay.
That was all gameplay that we saw.
That looked
for Tomb
good.
Raider.
We didn't see any gameplay for Mass Effect.
Did we not talk about Tomb Raider yet?
No.
I think are we going to talk about it with Square Enix? I guess. If you guys didn't know, Tomb Raider is. I'm surprised they did this because Square Enix has really close ties to PlayStation, but apparently this Tomb Raider is only going to be on Xbox One.
It's probably going to piss a lot of people off, but you know what? It's an exclusive, so they can't just like a year later be like, we're going to put it out on PS4.
I think they can. I think after a year they probably can put it out on PS4.
An entire year though.
But are people going to want it on PS4 after a year?
Maybe they'll add some new content.
Maybe.
And make it worthwhile.
Overall, I think these kind of tactics are shady. They're not good for gamers.
Welcome to gaming in 2015.
Yeah.
This is like what it's all about these days. It's all about like purchased add-ons,
timed exclusives.
Totally.
DLC.
Tomb Raider looks really good though.
Yeah.
It looks. I mean, of course, I was saying this like as I was watching the preview. The gameplay or whatever, I was like, of course, everything bad that can happen to Lara Croft is going to happen to her.
And then she gets some like convenient way out of it.
she tries to like slam into a wall to climb up for whatever reason because there's like spikes right above her head, but just bam, she goes straight through as if she knew that it was going to break like that. Yeah. And there's like this awesome slide. She's like sliding down. I guarantee there's going to be so many like wicked ways for you to die in this one though.
Overall, that trailer didn't even do much for me. Like I
liked it.
I like the graphical aspects of it, but
I mean, if you like Tomb Raider games, like
I think that's my thing. Like I enjoyed Tomb Raider back on like PlayStation 2 era or original PlayStation era.
What?
But like I'm not a huge fan of this reboot.
Dude,
a lot of people are.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, like the reboot has more of a story. The original Tomb Raider, okay, this is what I remember of the original Tomb Raiders when I was like a kid. So there was one where you like started off in a cave and there's a fucking tiger in there, and the tiger was like I like couldn't figure it out. The tiger always ate me, and I was like no. And then video games are much easier to play these days. They're much more user friendly. And then there was another Tomb Raider where you were like at her house and you had to do like the training run before you could actually get into the game or whatever. And then her butler's like walking around and it was just like totally uncanny valley, and it like freaked me the fuck out, man. I always thought that the butler was like trying to kill me, and I could never get past the training part.
Wow.
Like I sucked at video games, man. I don't know. I'm glad that video games have become way more user friendly now, because now I can actually play them. I mean, I guess I'm not that intuitive, or just not like my reflexes aren't that good or something, but like back in the day, like it was really difficult for me to play that kind of shit. That's why they had strategy guides for a lot of games.
Video games
too,
were always harder back then.
They had strategy guides for games like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And like these days you can just play through a Final Fantasy.
Totally. So what did you think So, since we're still on EA's press conference, Knights of the Fallen Empire, the new expansion coming to Star Wars: The Old Republic, what do you think about that CGI trailer?
It looked good.
With the twins and the Eternal Empire.
Yeah. It looked good.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, there's no gameplay at all. I told what I told you is like we watched the Battlefront trailer after this, and I was like, honestly, I'm not personally okay. If I was really into shooters, I think the Battlefront trailer is dope. It looks sick. I mean, like, you know, if that's what you're really into, then you're gonna have probably a blast playing it. You can get into the walkers and like you can fly and all kinds of crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
I think that the story is going to be way better in the other title that they're putting out. But that's a SWTOR expansion.
It's an expansion to the MMO, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to like have an online, like you can't play for free.
You can.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not. It's only,
not as good.
It's only available on PC. Yeah, when you play for free, you're obviously limited. You don't get everything that people who subscribe get, but you can still beat the game. The thing is, though, this expansion is free for subscribers, which is something new. They've normally charged subscribers to pay for expansions, but this one is going to be free as long as you're a subscriber. And I think they said the first 9 chapters will be out in October. And then starting in 2016, they're going to release a new chapter to the story each month.
I mean, I like this. I don't know. I've already said it, but I think the storyline's really interesting. How they have like these two brothers or whatever.
Arkan and Dexon, they're sons of the immortal.
No one
Emperor.
knows the fucking names.
Yeah, I do.
You're a particular individual, man. Like you're a huge Star Wars fan.
These 2 characters are brand new.
That's why I'm saying nobody knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah, literally the first time this trailer was even showed was at E3. So that's the first time the world even saw it was a week ago. But yeah, I'm really excited. So what did you think about you didn't like the way gameplay really looked on Battlefront. You're just not a shooter fan.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, it's happening again. No, it looked fine. It looked cool. I'm just not that enthusiastic about it. Like, okay, so one of the things that Alex said when we were watching the Tomb Raider playthrough, he was like, "My God, man, look at that snow."
I was talking about the snow on her jacket, though. Like, whenever she'd tumble through the snow, there'd be more snow on her jacket, and it would it looked like somewhat.
Well, why don't
realistic.
you specify these things when you're saying it? Because I thought that you were just talking about the snow on the ground. Which was not. I mean, she was like trudging through some of it. It looked good. Like all of the physics were right. Like it looks good. But the Battlefront, you said that was the most visually appealing to you.
Yeah.
And I don't. I mean, I think it looks good. I think that
I don't like the UI, is what I don't
Look,
like.
we both played video games, like, in the 90s when they were, like, you know, I mean, this is way after fucking Atari and all that shit happened. So, I mean, some people are probably like, holy shit,
like
look at how
8-bit graphics.
Look at how far we've come, like, you know? But, I mean, that's even what I'm saying. Like, look at how far we've come. And we've seen those, like, comparisons where you see Lara Croft then and now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like now, I mean, I'm even fooled by some CG. Like, you know, I was like, wow, like, what was it that we were watching the other day? And I was like, is that real? Or is that,
it must have been one of these.
I think it was like one of the, I was like, is that real or is that fake? Like, I can't tell. Like, It looked, some of that stuff looks really realistic, you know? And, God, what was it?
Maybe it was probably Uncharted.
I think it was Uncharted, yeah.
Well, but we're not talking about that. We'll get to that shortly.
Or no. You know what it was? I mean, it was the FF.
Oh yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
That
in
was
a second
CG too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The CG is really impressive.
Let's talk about Ubisoft's conference.
Boobisoft?
They presented after.
They should have like a sister company called Boobisoft where they just make like porn games.
So
that is not too far off either, with like the HoloLens and like okay. So I was telling you, I was like, they're going to make like hard like holograms at some point in our lifetime, and dudes are just gonna go crazy. Like not even just dudes, chicks too. They're gonna be like, dude, I can fuck Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Then they'll realize that he's only like 4 feet tall. He's a hobbit.
It's been an illusion this whole time.
Tom Cruise is a freaking hobbit, dude.
I was reading about the
cool
illusions they used in The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies to make everyone seem all short. It was pretty interesting.
It's weird that they did that when in the Harry Potter movies they made Hagrid taller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still don't know how they did that.
Well, apparently it's mostly perspective. Like the closer someone gets to the camera, the shorter you can make them appear, and the farther they are away from the camera, the taller you can make them appear. And apparently most of the stuff in Hobbit Town, in like the Hobbit Village, they filmed 2 different sets. Like there's one set that's for like made to look really small, and there's one set that's
made to look really big.
Yeah, one for the hobbits and one for Gandalf, you know?
That must have been such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But that's okay, so when did they shoot at the actual place in New Zealand?
It must have been...
Or did they not even shoot there? They're just like, we're just going to build it.
No, I'm sure they did.
If you build it, they will come.
Probably in late 90s, man, before the first movie came out. The first movie was in 2001.
Wow.
Or 2000.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago, dude.
15 years ago.
15 freaking years, dude.
Yeah.
So Christopher, like, Lee was super old then.
Yeah. He was just...
That guy was a trooper,
He was in the late 70s when they started filming,
really?
Probably.
Late 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, he died at 95. He must have
93.
Been... Oh, okay, yeah. 78 probably was how old he was.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, so we're talking about boobs.
Ubisoft's conference. Okay, the first thing they opened with, they were playing this trailer, right? And I was like, okay, this looks cool. What RPG is this? And then, boom, it's South Park. It's a new South Park game. I was totally expecting something not...
Wait, what are you talking about? Because I've seen... you just showed this to me. And it starts off with, like, he's like, hey. Like,
No.
it's like Cartman.
No. Look, here, this is how it starts off.
My father used to call Cartman Carmen.
Peggy 18.
Peggy.
The king has risen.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I was like, what RPG is this?
United. The relic which threatened to destroy all was cast out to sea.
So ridiculous.
But now a new foe has awakened. The relic reclaimed. And what was once a powerful union lies fractured throughout the lands.
Alright, who put the stick of truth in the toilet? That is not money, it's a holy relic.
It's a holy relic.
Yeah,
But
people weren't expecting that.
So this game is not even really going to be like an RPG, though. Is it?
What do you mean? I'm pretty sure it's going to be like the last one.
I thought it was... This is kind of like a superhero game, though, almost.
Yeah, but I think it's probably still going to have turn-based combat. Turn-based.
Turn-based combat.
I like my turn-based combat.
So I didn't realize that the Stick of Truth won so many awards.
Yeah, it won a few awards, and both Matt and Trey said they were never going to make another video game again.
Of course they're going to. It's like, I mean, if something makes millions of dollars, they're going to be like, oh, well, fuck it.
I think their reasoning was like, once they finished making Stick of Truth, they realized like how to actually make video games. I'm kind of paraphrasing them, and so they figured,
let's make a better video game.
A better one, yeah.
Stick of Truth wasn't bad though.
Let's talk about the name
for the South Park fans.
Yeah. Well, and I've always loved South Park games. Like the one,
there was a game before.
There's been tons of games before.
There was an N64 South Park
There
game.
was 3 N64 South Park games. There was like the one with like winter holiday games and stuff.
Yeah.
And then there was the one that was like had all sorts of crazy shit, and it had like trivia with Chef and all.
So Stick of Truth was like their first shot at actually making it like a good game, and this is like they like figured out where they fucked up, and
yeah. Well,
who knows? There might still be some huge faux pas.
But the game is called The Fractured But Whole.
Nice.
Fractured
Butthole.
Yeah, you can take away from that what you will.
Perfect.
It looks cool. I'm down to play it. It's available now to pre-order, which I was surprised because we haven't heard anything about it, and they were like, "Here, pre-order it." So, I think it comes out next year.
Pre-ordered.
Ubisoft also showed off a brand new IP that was something we've never seen before. It's called For Honor. We watched the gameplay demo last time I was here.
What's it about?
It was like the samurais and Vikings fighting each other.
Yeah, and wait, okay, so this presentation was fucking ridiculous.
It was awesome.
Like the guy who like talked about it was like, "How many of you would like to be a Viking or a knight?" And like he was like so into it, right? This is what I'm thinking of.
And he was like, "Will you claim your destiny?"
Like
for honor.
Like it was like he was like really trying to inspire people, but it was like a little bit too much for me.
I think he was just really passionate about
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like he sounded like a fucking presidential candidate or something.
And he had a cane too.
He had a fucking cane.
It was a boss cane.
After that I showed you those cane sword videos from like Cold Steel where the guy is like
Ubisoft actually showed off another cane sword, which we're going to get to here in a minute.
Oh, that's what brought us into that other thing.
Yeah, but For Honor looks really great. The multiplayer elements, I thought, were probably the best part about it. And I was glad that they actually did a gameplay demo. Like, it's really ballsy for a brand new IP, for a brand new franchise to come out, their first appearance ever at E3, and they're showing off a gameplay demo. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Gameplay.
Yeah, thanks for contributing.
I mean, that's not the first game that's like that, though. Like I said, I told you I'd seen Watch Out Loud and Soggy Waffles play a game that was similar. It was only on PC, though.
Yeah.
But it was where, like, you could fight as some kind of... I mean, this one obviously looks way more immersive. It was like a Steam game, but you could play off, like, as a knight in the French Revolution, or as, like, a fucking... or not a knight in the French Revolution, a soldier, or a knight in like, you know, medieval times or whatever, and you would play against other people. So very similar. I wonder if this is actually going to have like a storyline, like an actual campaign mode. Or...
Yeah, that's a good question. It seems more multiplayer focused, but I mean, only time will tell. I signed up for the beta because obviously I'd love to play this game, so we'll keep you posted with more information about it.
So you can be the master.
Yeah.
Master beta.
Let's talk about Jason Derulo's terrible performance for Just Dance.
Was that at Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, we talked about it briefly. It was not very good.
No.
But I mean, they should have just had him lip syncing.
Totally.
He's like dancing up there. The whole thing is about dancing. I mean, they should have, or his representation should have known, like, it's difficult to sing and dance at the same time like that. I mean,
wouldn't it have been better if he didn't sing at all and if they just played the song and he was just dancing?
I mean, but then people would be like, "Well, it's Jason Derulo. Why isn't he singing his song?
I guess,
like, we don't pay him to dance." You know.
Well, Ubisoft can pay them to do whatever the hell they want.
What they should have done is it was what made it even more awkward was that it was just him up there.
Yeah.
Like they should have had
there were some backup dancers.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe they were like he trumped them with his like awful performance. I feel bad for the guy, man. Like they should have had at least a backing track playing with his vocal going. That way he could like it would support him. You know what
Honestly,
I mean?
I think
they can still. I mean, the audio like they could tune the vocals while he's playing or while he's singing.
I think the problem is like this type of. They've had stuff like this at gaming conferences or at other cons before, and I don't think it really works. You know,
it'll work if you do it right.
Yeah, I
mean that's the thing. Like, no matter what you do, you have to do it right. Otherwise, it ends up looking like that.
Yeah,
you end up pulling a Derulo.
Yeah,
I mean, and not that it really matters to him because the guy got paid, you know, and it's
sure he
like
got paid fat.
I really don't think that anyone's like talking about this, like besides us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, and like maybe they've done a really good job of just, you know, like covering the press up or whatever. Maybe this podcast will just get like,
or maybe people cared about the game
snuffed.
Maybe people just cared about the game more than his performance.
Maybe they didn't even know who he was. They're like, who is this dude?
Well, she introduced him. She was like,
What was
Jason Derulo.
What was the song that he was singing? It's like a really popular song too. Like they should have had the track on in the background with the backing vocals. Like I showed you this video. I've been watching these ultra sets lately, and EDC is happening right now. By the way, I should probably be watching that. But these artists bring up like featured vocalists on stage, so
it's not. I mean, that's not the first time it's happened.
No, it happens all the time.
This is the song.
What's it called?
Want to Want Me. The track doesn't sound bad.
Not well, obviously. Come on, man. The track is like super engineered too. And I mean, oh yeah, he's like so right. It like I mean, so they like when he's making this track, like he's not dancing around in the studio. And
totally.
Like they're like, Derulo, calm the fuck down, man. We got a bunch of people working in here.
He's like breaking shit. And
like, that's a fucking Neumann microphone. You knocked it over. $5,000 mic. But like I mean, so what I was saying is like Martin Garrix had Usher up on stage, and they did a good job with that, even though you could kind of hear at some points Usher was, like, out of key. But he's dancing around and whatnot and, like, rocking out. And I mean, show me – there's really very few artists that are that physically adept to be able to like dance and sing every track perfectly. Like you
Yeah.
always have some sort of backing vocal going on that's going to support you.
Yeah,
Or
totally.
backing vocalist or whatever. And like what those performances really are is like just really well orchestrated to make it seem like everything is going like 100%.
Yeah.
You know, or you have an artist like I think Beyonce actually does sing all of her songs, but she even gets out of breath sometimes. But
I
she's,
think there's a couple who do. You like,
I mean, Beyonce, when you watch her live performances, she has the backing vocal going too, and she'll like sing at the parts where she really wants to hit the notes.
Yeah.
And she like goes around and like, you know, she's very much a diva, and she's not working to like hit every part of the song. Jason
Well,
Derulo
all
was
those-
trying to do the whole song.
yeah, and I think all those artists, you know, a lot of the ones we've mentioned, when they're doing a big show, like obviously E3, there was 3,000 people in that room, but when they're doing like a stadium with like 50,000 people and they've got to do that, it's pretty crazy.
Well, it's different. Okay, and also it's kind of different for Usher as well when you think about it, because Usher playing at Ultra is a totally different environment than what his normal show would be like.
And it's a totally different environment than you playing at E3.
Yeah, but
Like
still,
most of those people are game journalists sitting down waiting to hear about games, you know?
Yeah, but still, I mean, they should be doing their best to make it a great show. That being said, you don't always have all those things in your control. They were probably like, "Hi, Mr. Derulo, this is what we've got for you."
Yeah.
Like, you know, and he's like, "Well, you know, I asked for this." Well, sorry, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sure it was more agreeable than that.
Take your money, Mr. Derulo. Dance. Sing your song.
A couple more things. Ubisoft had a really, really great conference this year. What'd you think about... We watched the Rainbow Six Siege trailer with Angela Bassett.
Yeah, wait, okay, so that's a Tom Clancy title.
What was 3 Tom Clancy titles at E3 this year?
What was wait, hold up. What was Kevin... What the fuck am I thinking of? I want to say Kevin Smith. Frank Underwood.
That was Call of
Kevin
Duty.
Spacey. That was Call of Duty. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that they're kind of taking a note out of that book and being like, yeah, we need to do some more likenesses. And
People have been doing that for a while, man.
I don't know. Now it's like more noticeable. I think that people. I don't know.
Sometimes.
Angela Bassett looks great. I think that
It's
she should
more
play.
noticeable with the motion capture technology we have
She
now.
should be Amanda Waller, man.
She should. I think that her character in Rainbow Six Siege
like
is
heavily-
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, totally. She's like, we're
Except-
reinstating my campaign.
Except none of her soldiers have superpowers.
Yeah.
They're just hard asses.
Well, they have like the super weapons.
You didn't see any gameplay from this game, but it looks fucking awesome, man. Like most of it, it's called Rainbow Six Siege, and it really holds true to that. Most of it is like, you're gonna break down the doors to where these terrorists are holed up, and you got to use teamwork to avoid bullets, and you'll go in with like 2 dudes in full riot gear, and you gotta hide behind them, take out terrorists as you can. Overall, it looks really cool. It comes out this October, I believe, so not too far away.
Good God, dude. Tom Clancy is worth over $300 million. He's probably one of the richest authors out there because they're like, hey, Mr. Clancy, can we just make video games? And he's like, yeah, do Splinter Cell, do whatever the hell you want.
So Ubisoft is publishing 3 upcoming Tom Clancy games. The first one, Rainbow Six Siege, comes out in October. The Division, which you didn't see any of, looks really fucking awesome. That comes out next year. And that's totally different from anything the Tom Clancy game has done.
Okay.
And Tom, did you ever play any Ghost Recon games? Probably not, because you don't like shooters. But they announced the newest Ghost Recon. It's called Wildlands. It looks really awesome as well.
It's called The Wildlings.
No, it's called Wildlands.
I think that George R.R. Martin and Tom Clancy should do a collab book. Have people ever done that? Have people ever done like collab books?
Yeah, but maybe not 2 franchises like that.
Yeah, they should do a
But
collab
people
book.
write books together. What'd you think about Evie Fry's Assassin's Creed trailer? We saw the badass sister
E.B. Fry.
Evie.
Evie Fry?
Evie. That's her name.
Who? Wait, why? That's the assassin?
Jacob and Evie Fry, their brother and
They're
sister.
the assassins.
Yes, in this
Oh,
new
okay.
game.
So is
Yeah.
there another trailer for Jacob Fry?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is what we were talking about earlier about the cane sword.
Yeah, this trailer is hardcore, man. She kills a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, it looks really brutal. It looks badass.
I'm excited. I'm glad they completely got rid of multiplayer in this version, because I think that's kind of they spent too much time in Unity, focused on multiplayer, and it really, it showed in the final product, and it showed in people's reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks good. Mm-hmm. As with all Assassin's Creed titles. I mean, you pretty much know what to expect. Hopefully it's better than the...
Unity.
Oh, wait, what was the last one? Was Unity?
Yeah.
I didn't even play that.
Yeah, you didn't.
The
one before that was awesome, was Black Flag.
And then before that was...
3, which was terrible.
You thought so?
And the one before that was Revelations, which was so-so.
So-so.
And Brotherhood and 2 are probably my favorites.
And then 1.
No.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Then Black Flag. Black Flag is so awesome. I recently, I finished playing that game, but I destroyed all 4 legendary ships on the map. Yeah, I love that game.
Okay.
You want to talk about the PlayStation conference?
Okay.
Oh, God. So, good stuff we saw at the PlayStation conference. What'd you think of The Last Guardian? Which was, do you remember that?
The Dragon Dog.
Yeah.
It just looks really bizarre. I don't think that I would play it. I think that it's an interesting concept. They came up with this like gigantic dog/chicken.
Yeah.
But is that it looks like really puzzle based, or it seems like that's a game where you're going to be wandering around a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like there was no like combat element. It was mostly like directing the dragon dog where to go.
Well, they didn't really they only showed us, it was 17 minutes of that one area.
No, it was like 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. It felt like forever.
What was most disappointing was this was one of the only gameplay demos Sony even showed. I was really disappointed by that.
Well, what was it that people were saying about Sony?
They were like, rest in peace, Sony, because I don't know.
They also showed Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah, we saw
but it was a really fucking bizarre trailer.
I like the intro with Joker getting cremated, and he's got the Joker smile on, and he's dead.
So they have a scarecrow toxin that's you're playing as a cop to begin with.
Wait, okay, we should preface this. The PS4 version is gonna exclusively have these missions called the Scarecrow
Rides
something or other
midnight.
missions, and they're missions exclusive to PlayStation players, where you play what we saw in this trailer, which was basically Scarecrow's fear toxin getting out.
Okay, but you're not playing as Batman.
You were playing in that one. You were playing as a cop. I don't know what the rest of the missions are.
Yeah,
like.
You're playing as a cop, and you go into this diner or whatever. This is what happens in the trailer, and he's some guy's that guy has a gun over there, and he's oh shit, I don't want to have to deal with this motherfucker right now. He goes over and he's hey, excuse me, sir, you gotta find is it Scarecrow or is it it's some hooded figure? It doesn't
Scarecrow.
It looks nothing like Scarecrow.
Yeah, which was I don't know.
It looks like maybe one of Scarecrow's henchmen.
I think a lot of people were surprised that the Joker is going to be back in this, and it's not going to be voiced by Troy Baker.
Are you really surprised? What's a Batman game without the fucking Joker?
But wait, you haven't even heard the full news. Mark Hamill is coming back. He came back to do the Joker for this game. It's been 7 years since he's done the Joker, and he came back specifically for Arkham Knight. So.
Mark Hamill's stoked on being the Joker. Come on.
Oh yeah.
He enjoys it.
No, but Troy Baker had kind of taken over for him,
He's get the fuck out of here, Troy.
I like Troy Baker's Joker, man. I really do.
It's basically the same thing.
It's got
very similar.
his own flair to it. Yeah, they are very similar. I will
it's not
not
like
deny.
the Mandy Patinkin Joker.
Does he have a Joker?
No.
I'd
Could
love
you
to
imagine?
hear it.
When I watched Orange is the New Black, they mentioned at one point, they were I hear Mandy Patinkin's very hard to deal with. I was really? Yeah.
Okay, Orange is the New Black. Getting a little meta, aren't we?
I think somehow Jinji Kohan has a relationship with Mandy Patinkin or something like that.
Maybe.
They've worked together before or something. Or they're friends. I don't know. But okay, so the other thing that everyone's really excited about in the Sony conference is Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Well, they showed it at the Sony conference, but we're going to talk about that less because it was part of the Square Enix conference.
Have we not already talked about that?
No.
We talked about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but they showed that at the Microsoft conference.
Holy shit.
Because it's exclusive to Microsoft.
Yes, I see.
Well, I guess, yeah, that's fine. What about Hitman, which they showed at both PS4 and Square Enix?
You said it looks amazing. I'll believe it when I see some actual gameplay.
Well, okay, so what they talked about was the sandbox nature of this game. They claim it combines a lot of the best elements from like Blood Money and earlier Hitman titles, and takes the stuff that they did so well in Absolution and meshes them together.
It was Hitman. That's what we were watching, and I was like, "Is that real? Is that like?"
Oh, when he's running?
Yeah, no, it was like there were some girls that like walked out, and you were like, "That looks real,"
Oh,
and I was like, "That doesn't."
oh,
look
the
real."
models.
Yeah, they were models.
Yeah, I did think that looked.
I was like, "That's not real."
Okay, so what's cool about this game is there's going to be tons of different ways you can approach a target. You don't like. There's not one way.
You can walk up to them.
No, there's not one way to kill someone. There's hundreds of ways, and I think it's really awesome that they said there's going to be no limit on targets. There's going to be a lot of targets in this open world, and all the DLC they're adding is going to be free, 100% to all the players. So that's an awesome win for gamers right there, I think. Free
Hell
DLC.
yeah.
Some free DLC. And then
Yes.
what about the crowning achievement
God, I love DLC.
of Sony's press conference? I think the moment people had been waiting for all night at Sony's press conference. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what I just mentioned.
No.
What is it?
Uncharted 4.
Oh,
A Thief's
yeah.
End. They showed this last, obviously for good reason. You know, everyone was most expecting to see it, and we got an awesome gameplay demo. That was the only other gameplay demo they showed. What did you think about the gameplay we saw from Uncharted 4?
He's like, what's the guy's name?
Sully?
No, the other dude.
Nathan?
He's
Or-
like, he's like, Nate. He's like, stop driving through these days. Sully has commentary on everything.
I thought Sully was awesome in this gameplay trailer. I really liked the whole driving mission where they're like trying to get away from the truck with the giant turret was really, really awesome. And then they're chasing the train, and Nathan's like, all right, take the wheel, and he just takes a grappling hook, attaches to a fucking crane, and is like swinging himself into certain death.
Yeah.
And then it ends. That's all we got. But that's coming out next year. I think they're also making the Nathan Drake collection, which is Uncharted's 1 through 3 remastered for PS4.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, I just tweeted about the Macrocast, and I'm just looking through my Twitter newsfeed, and I don't even know if this is a real thing, but Dyro says, and as we all know, EDC Vegas is going on right now. He says, "My first day in Vegas, I spent 2 hours in the sun, and I got sun poisoning." Everybody
Not a real
at,
thing.
Everybody at EDC Las Vegas, please hydrate and don't underestimate. And then his
means
next
heat exhaustion?
next post was like 2 minutes later. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. So apparently, some other people have gotten like sun poisoning.
Well, okay. First of all, EDC Las Vegas is on the Los Angeles Motor Speedway.
What?
Which is like one of the hottest areas.
Wait, what?
Las Vegas, not Los Angeles.
They have an LA Motor Speedway in Vegas?
The Las Vegas Motor Speedway,
Right.
And it gets really hot there, like hotter than the rest of the city. But even then, Vegas by itself is fucking hot, man. It's just as hot as here, if not a little bit hotter. Sometimes.
No, it's hotter than here.
Yeah.
It's dry heat and way hotter. I saw this video of Carrot Top like on bodybuilding forum or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, man," he was like, "I love living out here. It's dry heat." So Carrot Top has a residency in Vegas. He plays out there every night. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
He's not really like a big thing anywhere else. He's kind of phased out everywhere but Vegas. But he gets paid a good... I mean, anyone I think who plays in Vegas gets paid a good amount of money if you have a residency there.
Yeah.
So definitely enough to have like a big house, and he has a personal chef and all of that good stuff. I really feel like... And dude, have you seen Carrot Top lately?
Yeah, he's like ripped.
He's super jacked.
Yeah.
Like, in order to be that jacked, like, you have to have a personal chef that's like watching what you're eating every day. I'm sure actually Chris Pratt probably has a personal chef as well.
Maybe.
That's like cooking for him, and that's how you get to that level. He's like, "No more cheeseburgers, dude." I had a dream, dude. I've just been dreaming about food. I had a dream the other night that I was eating a cheeseburger too.
Great.
My dream last night, I tweeted about this too, is that, and this is totally off subject, we'll get right back to the topic right now, but like, I had this dream that I was like talking to one of our artists on the label Micah on Facebook, and I was like, "Dude, I'm making a track right now, it's really sweet," and I was like eating this Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar that's like, it's like, I don't know, delicious plum fruit on the inside, like ice cream with like dark chocolate on the outside, and I was like taking a bite of it, and it was registering MIDI into my computer and like creating tracks based upon what I was eating. And he was like, "That's cool, bro." Sounds really dope. So, you said that you were expecting a way crazier dream. I thought that was crazy. It was a good dream, man.
Cool.
Dude, I haven't had a dream that good in a while. The weird thing is I don't even like ice cream. Like, I don't know why I was dreaming about eating ice cream. I haven't eaten ice cream in a long-ass time. Anyway.
Okay.
I wonder if they're going to have... Dude, we never even, like, mentioned... Okay, I mentioned Final Fantasy VII, but we never got to talk about it.
Wait, goddamn, man.
Okay, wait, how much more fucking shit is there to talk about?
Nintendo.
Oh, my fucking God.
We're only going to talk about 2 things from Nintendo because most of their conference was by far the worst.
So much goddamn E3 stuff.
Those 2 Nintendo titles. Star Fox is back.
It's a remake of 64.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I was under the impression that it's a remake. So
no, it's a brand new game. What it is it takes a lot of elements from the StarCraft sequel that they had made.
StarCraft,
yeah, Blizzard. No, from the Star Fox sequel they had made to the
in LA.
Yeah, to Star Fox 64 they had made a sequel. It never got released, and so this is kind of like a reimagining of that. The graphics are very much, minimalist, and it kind of harkens back to the original Star Fox. It looks cool. I want to play it.
Yeah, any Star Fox game is cool. I think that people have been waiting for a long time to play more Star Fox.
Yeah, and what do you think about Yoshi's Woolly World?
Okay, so this was really funny. When I was watching the Yoshi's Woolly World thing or whatever, they had this woman who apparently had, like, helped develop the game, but she was like, yeah, I work for Nintendo, but I don't really do anything. So
no, that's not what she said.
This is what I took away from it. Okay, she's like, yeah, I don't really do anything. So I just, like, went home one day and started, like, knitting some fucking Yoshi things, and I brought them in, and they were like, dude, that's really fucking cool. Let's make a video game of knitted Yoshi shit. And she was like, fuck yeah. So now I'm getting paid to do this, and it's really chill.
She was a project manager or something, and, like, that was her input into the game.
Which is such an ambiguous, like, what does she even do?
She's
like, I get people's coffee, and, like, we talk about Yoshi and Mario all day.
And she talks about it too. It was inspired by their previous games that had, like, yarn in it. They made a Kirby one.
No, there's a Baby Mario yarn one, I think, or something like that.
And a Kirby one.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a yarn Kirby.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I like Kirby games, man.
Yeah.
They're a fave of mine, dude.
They're a fave.
It looks chill. I don't think that I'm going to play this or, like, give it really a shot. I have a Wii U, and
yeah,
I'm just not really all that interested in playing this yarn Yoshi game.
That's understandable.
Doesn't I don't know.
I just thought it looks kind of cool, and the mechanics are interesting, like the way Yoshi swallows the yarn, and, like,
gross.
And you can
that just sounds well, he's a yarn Yoshi, so it kind of makes sense. But...
Well, and you can play 2 players.
Does
right?
it also have like scenes of Yoshi just, like, coughing up fucking fur balls from?
I love how you can eat your friends just like a regular Yoshi would be able to, and, like, spit them out and use your friend as, like, a piece of
like
ammo.
A projectile.
Yeah, to achieve.
So what do you
achieve an objective?
Dude, you're saying that you like Yoshi games. That's all that you're saying.
But it's cool that it has, like, this yarn thing into it as well.
I think that's basically the whole fucking premise, like, selling premise. Like, yeah, I like Yoshi games, but this one's yarn. Like, okay, dude.
There was another yarn game at E3, and it was from a very small publisher or a very small developer who's working with EA. And it was this guy from Sweden, and he was like, yeah, I took a camping trip in, like, northern Sweden or something, and he created this little yarn character with yarn and, like, a piece of metal, like a metal rod, and then he took, like, pictures of it interacting in the environment, and then they turned it into a video game. And he was on the main stage at E3 presenting this video game.
Does this guy even work with video games?
Yeah, he's a developer.
Okay, I thought it was like he's just some random dude.
He's just like, another dude who made something out of yarn.
He's like, hey, I mean, dude, if that's like the next big industry, like, holy fucking shit, I'm doing things wrong.
As soon as I leave, Downlow'd's gonna start making a figure out of yarn.
I'm like, dude, I need to diversify my life. Like Yeah, so he's like, yeah, man, I just went on a camping trip, got really fucking stoned, and had some yarn. So I made this like yarn dude and like walked him around.
Pretty much.
Dropped a little bit of acid, and he was like walking through the bushes and shit. I had my GoPro. I was like, yo, look at me, man, I'm dancing. And people were like, over at EA were like, dude, you're a fucking genius, man. Here's $50 million.
No, it wasn't like that at all. Either way, it looked like this guy, like his heart and soul was invested in that game, and it really showed, you know?
Yeah, because acid changes your life.
Let's talk. Okay, so Square Enix, last conference now. We already saw some of their offerings with Hitman and Tomb Raider, but the one offering that we didn't see, Final Fantasy VII. It's not even called Final Fantasy VII. The game is called Remake.
No, it's called Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, okay. I guess. I think
it is.
People have assumed that it's that name.
Dude,
but
if it's a different game with the same characters, it's going to be kind of weird.
Okay, from what I understand, there will be like slight differences. Like they want to see the world more,
Wait, I'm talking about difference in the story.
No, I think the story's probably going to be the same.
And that's fine. I mean, obviously the graphics are insane, and this is a good thing. Like, Final Fantasy VII was never meant, in my opinion, like it was such an immersive and beautiful game back when it was made. It's now like it can be made the way it was meant to be made.
Yeah.
You know, with graphics that are like super realistic, and like you can see all of the characters.
We saw Cloud and Barrett. Cloud looks great.
We didn't even really see them.
We saw them from behind.
We saw them from behind. We saw the Buster Sword, which was cool, and then we saw Barrett's like arm turret.
Machine gun
and
arm.
Barrett looks like over the top, like super badass.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see the other characters like Kate Sith, which is
I don't think I've seen that.
You never played enough. We never played enough of it to like get to that point.
Tifa girl.
Tifa, yeah, for sure. But Kate Sith is like this stuffed animal that a cat rides on.
Uh-huh.
And there's like, I mean, hopefully it's not too new. I mean, maybe it would be really cool if they did the turn-based fighting again. They probably won't. But
I don't see why it wouldn't have turn-based fighting, especially since a lot of the developers are the original developers.
I mean, they might be like, dude, now we're going to do like this fucking
action game.
Yeah, which would kind of be like...
which is what Final Fantasy has evolved to. Like, if you look at Final Fantasy 15, it's more of an action-adventure game.
But I'm not that into... Like, I want to see them, like, summon the Guardian Force, or the Materia. Like, you have to use the Materia. That was such a huge part of the last one. And they would be able to really make it fucking awesome. Like, if they did it right now. So...
I'm excited to see what comes out of it. It's going to be available exclusively on PS4 to begin with. So I think PS4 is going to have it for like the first 6 months, and then it's going to come to both consoles.
So you better just buy every fucking console now, because now they have Tomb Raider. If you're a PlayStation fan, you have to buy an Xbox. I mean, either way, it's not really bad for Xbox fans, because like if they don't give a shit about Final Fantasy, then they're not, you know. Yeah. Why would you go out and buy a PS4? But you know how it is.
Yeah, I would just to play Uncharted 4 because it looks amazing.
Uncharted 4.
And I'm a fan of the Uncharted games.
Okay, how can you be a fan of the Uncharted but not be into the Tomb Raider thing?
I don't know. I felt
Uncharted has more quirks to it. But
I like Tomb Raider. It's just I feel like this new one is kind of like it's just Tomb Raider. Like there's really nothing special.
What does that even mean?
There's nothing special about it. It's just a Tomb Raider game.
Well, we have realistically, we haven't seen any of what the game has to offer.
I'm talking about the first one.
The one that we played on Macroplay.
The original reboot that came out like 3 years ago. We didn't play it on Macroplay.
The original reboot?
Uh-huh.
What's the one that we played on Macro? Or we didn't play it on Macroplay. We just played it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But we didn't even finish it. We got to this point where we were like, it's too hard.
That was
a fun game, man.
I like the stories told in Uncharted more. They're more fun.
The story in Tomb Raider was not bad, but the thing is, like, both of those games are really challenging. I venture to say that the Uncharted game is much more challenging.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, my bad. Excuse me. Tomb Raider is much more challenging than Uncharted. Like, there are some parts where, and I was even saying this while I was watching the Tomb Raider playthrough. I was like, X. Like, you have to like
button mash.
Yeah, button mash. Like, and I mean, it's so fucking easy to die in that game, but. Also, in Uncharted, it's easy to. He's like, what does he say? He's like, Nate, no.
Nate, no.
Sully's always yelling, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some challenging puzzles in Uncharted, but it's nothing like if you spend 30 minutes max on like any part, I feel.
Tomb Raider definitely has way more challenging puzzles.
There are some parts in Tomb Raider where I was just like, fuck this, and just turned off the fucking console at one point. And, like, I'll pick this up tomorrow or the next day.
I think that's probably why. It's because it's a little too much puzzle game, whereas Uncharted, I feel, is...
It's a good balance.
Yeah, it's a good balance between action and the puzzles and stuff.
It's like Far Cry meets Indiana Jones, you know? Except Far Cry is like a little bit more open world.
Yeah.
This one looks pretty fucking open though. Like,
yeah, it does.
Like the whole getting chased through like, you know.
I mean, I'm sure the game is going to be similar to previous Uncharted. It's going to have a very linear experience in terms of like, do this mission, then do this mission, then do this mission. But it seems like hopefully there's going to be a little bit more meat to this game.
I think there will. Well, I mean, for God's sake, they took so long to make this one. The last one, they didn't take nearly as long to make.
And everyone was expecting it to release this year. It's not even going to come out till next year.
Well, I mean, look at Arkham Knight. They've been pushing that. That was supposed to be out in last November.
Summer of 2014. So over
last
a year
year,
ago.
yeah, over a year ago.
Yeah.
And they've just been, I don't know if they're just adding new content or really like tweaking it, or if it's a marketing ploy.
Okay, here's my 2 cents. Whenever a game gets delayed, it's absolutely a good thing for gamers, because it only means that the developers have decided that the game is not polished enough and that it needs more polish before people can play it.
Well,
and that's why you get things like Assassin's Creed Unity where characters don't have faces, and you know.
What?
Yeah, you didn't see that shit?
No.
There was like eyeballs hanging out and no face.
What?
Yeah.
I never saw that. But wait, they were hanging?
The eyeballs were hanging.
Like
you had a fleshy face, like you could see the muscle and like tissue and shit.
It's so weird.
But no skin.
Some kids were like scarred by it. I think that they've added more characters to Arkham Knight too.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some promotions where it's like Fear the Penguin.
There's a lot of DLC too. Like you can play as Harley Quinn, you can play as Nightwing, you can play as Red Hood, Catwoman. Like, there's a lot of shit.
That's gonna be
I want to
cool.
play that game.
Well, and I mean, hopefully they're going to add some more DLC so you have other villains too. Like, it would be like we've had a Mr. Freeze like part in Arkham City. I mean, we never got to it. I've watched the whole playthrough though. But there's like a part where you have to battle Mr. Freeze, but it would be kind of cool if Mr. Freeze was like a main villain, or like Ra's al Ghul was a main villain for a period. You know, there's so many great Batman villains. Like,
yeah, it's probably gonna be like how they did
or Professor Pig,
Deathstroke, and Origins. Like, remember how Deathstroke kind of came along and you fought him once, but he really wasn't the main villain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we played DC Online, Deathstroke was like hired by the Joker or the Penguin.
The Riddler.
No, he was hired by someone to kill the Riddler.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "The Joker never paid my fee. I'll let you.
I'm
go.
out of here." And he grapples out of there.
I kind of missed that game. That's a good game.
Yeah, it is a good game.
I realized too that we never even got to any of the Green Lantern stuff.
No.
Like, we never even got high enough on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so is that all of the E3 stuff?
That's our show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to discuss any of the other things?
What, Game of Thrones and whatnot?
Yeah.
Let's save it till next week.
Okay.
I feel like that's a good idea.
All right. It's not going to be as fresh in my mind anymore.
Well, think about
it's okay.
it. Think about it right now.
No, and
write down what you have to say.
No.
How can you not? Or just rewatch the episode in a week.
No.
Why not?
Because I don't do that.
Excuse me.
No, I just can't. I can't sit through like a full fucking episode again. I've already seen it.
You play solitaire while you're watching TV anyway. What the fuck does it matter?
I mean, like, why? Yeah, but why would I rewatch an episode that I've already seen?
Because you can't remember it?
It's like old content. I just don't really care enough to talk about it like that. I don't know. Like, I feel like you're the kind of person who will like sit there and rewatch all of Game of Thrones up to one point, and like, I don't know. I've seen like half of an old episode before, and I was like, oh, I've seen this, and I just like shut it off, like tried to watch a new one or whatever. I was like sitting there, but I was like, wait.
So you can never derive enjoyment from anything you've seen once?
No.
Oh my god.
I never look back, man.
And you think I'm the person who's wrong?
Don't look back in anger. I don't say that you're wrong. I just think that we're different people. Like, I can't do that. Like, personally, I watched Penny Dreadful. I would not be willing to really watch it again.
I would not watch that again either, though.
I mean, I don't know. You haven't watched this last episode, though, have you?
No.
You need to watch it. There's a new one tonight, though. I'm glad that they're going to do 10 episodes.
Tomorrow night. Oh, yesterday
it's
night. Yesterday night, because the people who are listening to this, it's Monday for them.
Yeah, we normally record on Sundays. Today's a Saturday.
Tomorrow's Father Day.
Father.
Happy Father Day.
Happy Father Day. God bless.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all you fathers.
Oh
listening.
yeah, totally. And all right, well, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you checking out all of our stuff and whatnot. I'm Downlow'd. That's DOWNLOW''D. You can find more information on me at facebook.com/officialdownload. Shoot me a tweet at download here. Listen to my music at soundcloud.com/download. If you want to hit up all my stuff, it's iamdownload.com. I really need to update my website though, so don't hate me for having it look like 1995. There's a bunch of stuff going on with Macro Records. As Alex previously mentioned, we have a new release, and he'll tell you about... do we have all the podcasts up on YouTube yet, or are we getting current?
They're all up there.
Okay, so I'll be posting about that probably like tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Go ahead and listen to Alex talk about and preach about all the great things that Macro Records has to offer and give to you. And
If you enjoyed this episode... Please don't forget to go on iTunes and leave us a review. It'd be most appreciated. It helps get the show into the ears of other future listeners.
And if you
like
don't, shame.
Shame. Ding, ding. We need a bell, man. We need the shame bell. Go to thisismacro.com. It's the hub for all things Macro Records, our blog, podcast, Let's Play. Everything we do... No, that's not going to work. Everything we do is right there in one convenient place. Don't forget to pick up our new release, which is out today, Martin, Peter, and Maxfa Paradise, available exclusively on Beatport.
It's not Martin Garrix, guys.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Have a good one.